Hello everyone, welcome. In this session we are going to learn basic queries of SQL. SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is standard database query language and it is very unlike from the programming language. The programming language is used to apply the logics, but the query language, this SQL is a query language, and the query language is used to access, manipulate, define, retrieve or control the overall data in the database. And the SQL structured query language is developed by the IBM. So we learned that SQL is a query language, and here comes a question: what is meant by query? And the definition of query is: queries are the primary mechanism for retrieving information from a database and consists of questions presented to the database in a predefined format. In general English, query means question. Likewise, in DBMS, each and every query has its own predefined format or syntax. Using that syntax, we can retrieve or manipulate or operate or taking control over all the data from the database. The queries in the SQL query language is categorized into four, and the first one is data definition language, DDL, which is used to defining the objects in a database. And the second one is data manipulation language, DML, which is used to retrieve and manipulate the data from the table. And the next one is data control language, DCL. It is used for the control of data, that a user can access any data based on the privileges given to him. Let us consider an example of a student database. The users of the student database can be students, teachers, and the administrators. Here, the student user can access only their own data, but the teacher can access all the data of the students. Okay, so these kind of privileges, this kind of setting can be given by the administrators. And so here we can say that the administrator has the whole control of the data. So who can access the data or who can retrieve the data, to which extent they can access the data, all these kind of privileges can be set by the administrator, and these kind of queries can be handled under the data control language. And the next one is transaction control language, TCL. All the transaction related queries will comes under the transaction control language. Here are the queries that comes under the data definition language. The first one is create table. The create table query is used to create a new table in the database. And here is the syntax: create table, table name, and then within the parentheses we have to define the column names and its data type. A simple example for the create table query is create table, which is a syntax which we should follow as it is in the syntax. And then table name, here we are giving a table name as student details, and open parenthesis register number is a column name or field name. Varchar is a data type, varchar2, and then 20 is the size which we are going to give for the register number. And then the second column is name, and its data type is varchar, and its size of the name column is 20. And then third column is DOB, date of birth, and the data type for the DOB is date type. And then end the statement with a semicolon. And the next query is alter table. The alter table command is used to change the structure of the table, and this query is used only when we want to change anything in the existing table, or if you want to add any new columns to the table, then the alter table query is used. In the alter table queries, there are two categories. The first one is to modify the existing column in the table, and the syntax for this is alter table table name, and you have to use the keyword modify, and within the parentheses you have to give the column definition and end the statement with the semicolon. So let's see the example for this to modifying the existing column. Here is the example. Alter table student details. Student details is the table name, and we are using the keyword called modify, and within the parenthesis we are giving name varchar2 of 20. Okay, and then the next category is to add a new column in the table. The query starts as alter table, and then table name, we have to give the table name, add, here we have to use the keyword add, and within the parenthesis we have to give the column definition and end the statement with a semicolon. And here is the example for this category, alter table student details. Here student details is the table name, and then we have to use the keyword called add, and then within the parenthesis we are giving the column name with the data type and the size of the column name. Here the column name is address and the data type is varchar2, and the size of the column is 20, and end the statement with the semicolon. And the next query is drop. The drop command is used to delete both the structure and records stored in a table. Here, let us consider a table of student details like this. Let us say it has two columns. The first one is register number, and the second one is name. Okay, I'm sorry, my handwriting is so bad here since I'm using a mouse here. So this is the, and it has many rows with some data. A table in SQL or in any query language, in a table the column is also identified as a field, F-I-E-L-D. It can be also called as a field, and every record is identified as a, every row is identified as a record. Okay, so each table will have a set of fields and records. Okay, so here we have two fields. First one is register number and the second one is name. When we use the drop query, in this command deletes both the records, which means the data inside the record, and then it deletes whole structure of the table. Okay, so structure means nothing but register number, name, all the field names and all the details of the particular table will also be deleted when we use the drop query. So here is the syntax: drop table table name, and the example is drop table student details. Here we are deleting the structure and the records of the student details table. And the next query is truncate. Truncate command is used to delete all the rows from the table and free the space containing the table. Here In the last query drop, we studied that it deletes the records as well as the whole structure of the table. But when we use the truncate query, it deletes only the raw data, which means records. It will not delete the structure. It keeps the structure safe with it, but it deletes all the records in the particular table. And here is the syntax for it: truncate table, table name. And then example is truncate table student details. To here student details is the table name, and by using the truncate command, here we are deleting only the records or rows in the table. We are not deleting the structure. The structure is safe with us. Here is the next category of the query language, data manipulation language, which is used to manipulate and retrieve data from the tables. And the first query in the data manipulation language is insert query. The insert query is used to add rows into a table. Okay, it just adds rows into the table, which means we can insert data into the tables. And the syntax for the insert query is insert into table name and then values, and then within the parameters we have to give the list of data which we want to enter into the table. And here is a simple example for it: insert into student details and then values and open parenthesis, and then we have to give the list of data which we want to give into the table. And the first data will save into the first field, and the second data will be saved into the second field, and third data will be saved into the third field, and fourth data will be saved into the fourth field. And these data will be separated by the commas. Okay, since we have used the varchar for all the fields, we are using a single quotes here, and the one who is going to use the insert query should have a good knowledge about the structure of the table which they are going to give. And the next query is select query. The select query is used to retrieve the data from the table. So here is the syntax: select column list from table name. And the example is select staff from student details. Here, instead of giving a column list, they have used the asterisk symbol. Here, the asterisk symbol denotes the all the columns in that particular table. So, this example says that all the columns, all the fields from the student details should be displayed on the screen. Okay, if you don't want all the columns from the particular table, means you can give a specific column names. Let us say we can give like select register number comma name from student details. Then that particular query displays the register number and name fields, only these two fields from the student details table. And the next query in the data manipulation language is update. The update query is used to change the existing data. And here is the syntax for the update query: update table name, set field name equal to value where condition. Here we have to give the condition which is suitable for us, and then end the statement with a semicolon. Here is an example: update student name, student details. Student details is our table name. Okay, and then set name equal to Banu, where register number equal to X002, and then ends the statement with a semicolon. When this query is executed, what happens is the control will check the table whether it has the register number X002. It will just find out the register number X002. When the register number X002 is found, then the name field will be changed to Banu. The X002 register number name field will be changed to Banu. So this will be the output of the update query. And the next query is delete. The delete statement is used to remove rows from the table, and the syntax is delete from table name where condition. Here is the example: delete from student details, which is our table name, where register number equal to X003. So the register number X003 row will be deleted from the student details table. Okay. The only difference between the delete query and the truncate query is the delete query is used to delete a selective row from the table, but the truncate query is used to delete all the rows from the table. So that is the difference. When we want to delete all the rows from the table, then we go for the truncate. But if you want to delete a particular row from the table, then we use the delete query. And here comes the data control language. Using the data control language, the administrator can provide some privileges to their own users of the database, and the first one is grant. This command is used to authorize one or more users to perform an operation or set of operation on an object. And the example of this query is grant select update on my table to some user another user. Here grant is the keyword of the grant query, and select and update is nothing but the select query and update query. On my table is nothing but the table name. Here my table is the table name. To some user and another user. And some user and another user is the name of the users. In this case, the username is some user, another user. Okay, it might be the username may not be the same to all the cases. It might be Abhi, Banu, Rakesh, Ramesh, Ramya, whatever it might be. The username can be anything. So here the administrator is granting permission on two queries, select query and update query. Select query and update query on the table, my table, to the two users named as some user and another user. Revoke. The revoke command eliminates a grant which may be default grant. And the example is revoke select update on my table from user 1 and user 2. Here, by using this query, the administrator is denying the user 1 and user 2 to use the select and update queries on the my table. Okay, so by using the grant query, the administrator has given the permission to some user and another user to use the select and update query, and by using the revoke query, the administrator denied the user 1 and user 2 to use the select and update query on the my table. And the next category is transaction control language. The most Basically used commands in the transaction control languages: commit, save back, save point, and roll back. Commit. The commit command causes all data changes in a transaction to be made permanent. Commit query is like a save. So when you use the commit command, then all the transaction that has happened till now will be saved permanently in the database, and it cannot be revoked back. It cannot be undo. Once you committed a transaction, then it has done permanently. We cannot do any changes on that transaction. And the next command is save point. The save point saves the state of the database at the current point in transaction. We can have as many save points as we want in a database, and we can name each and every save point as we like. And the syntax for the save point is save point name, and it ends with a semicolon. And the next query or command is rollback. A rollback command is like an undo operation. It will just undo the transaction up to the previous command. Okay, so here is the definition. The rollback command causes all data changes since the last commit or rollback to be discarded, leaving the state of the data as it was prior to the changes. It is nothing but it's just like an undo command. Okay, the syntax is rollback. In this session, we have learned some basic SQL queries. In the next session, we can learn variations in select statements. So, until then, this is Valarmati signing off. Happy learning.